Hi everybody, it's Craftin' Just Because with Chris Cowan. I'm just getting set up here. I hope everybody's having a great day. Okay, I think we are ready. Let me wipe my mat off. Okay. So today we are going to make a box, and I don't have a sample because we're doing this together for the first day of Christmas projects that I'm bringing to you. And this is more of an adult beverage type of one, but we're going to fill it with some Lindor truffles and then some Screwball peanut butter whiskey. And I saw this box made by Gloria Plunkett, and I knew right away when I saw it early in the year that I wanted to make this as a Christmas gift and make one with you guys. So we're going to be using the Gingerbread and Peppermint suite of product. I'm using the Memories and More cards, which I'm going to cut down. I'm going to tell you all my measurements. I'm using some of the stickers. I'm also using some basic white cardstock and some of the Gingerbread and Peppermint designer series paper, and then and then we're also using some cinnamon cider cardstock. So first of all, if it's your first time following me, I am going to have dimensions on my blog that will post when this video posts, showing you guys all the dimensions for this project. And uh-oh, are we running into an issue here? Hopefully not. Hopefully you're still with me. Anyway, all the dimensions for this project will be shared. So you're first going to want to bring in your paper trimmer. And we have 2 pieces of cardstock, and one is cut at 4.5 by 5 7/8, and the other one is cut at 5 7/16 by 6 7/8. So let's make sure this is right. This is 4.5 by 5 7/8. And on this piece, what we want to do is we want to score it at 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides. So I'm using the 3/4 of an inch on my right hand side, and I'm going to go ahead and score that. And score that. Boxes are very simple to make. Okay, so that's the 3/4 of an inch all the way on all 4 sides. Then we're going to bring in the bigger piece, which is the 5 7/16. So let me make sure this is correct. Yep. And then 6 7/8. Correct. And on this piece, we want to score it at 1 1/4 inches on all 4 sides. So I'm still using the measurements on my right hand side. I'm lining it up. Sorry if I'm off camera there. I'm lining it up at 1 1/4 inches there. And I'm just scoring on all 4 sides. Okay, then we're going to set that one aside. Now we're going to bring in our Whisper White pieces, or our it's basic white. And you should have one piece that is 4 3/8 by 5 1/8, which is this one. And then you're going to have a skinnier piece that's long, that's 1.5 by 10.5. Hi, Kathy. And then you're going to also have some cardstock pieces that we're going to layer our designer series paper on. And these pieces are cut at 2 7/8 by 4 1/4. And then you need 2 pieces that are cut at 5/8 by 2 7/8. And 2 pieces that are cut at 5/8 and 4 1/4. Okay, but we want to score these ones first. So what we're going to do is on the long side of this one, which is the 5 1/8 side, we want to score at 1 3/8. 1 3/8, 2.5, and 3 5/8. Okay, then we're going to set that aside, and now we're going to bring in our long piece, which is the 1.5 by 10.5 piece, and we have quite a few score marks on this one. We want to score it at 3/4 of an inch, at 2 1/4 inches, at 3 3/8 of an inch, at 4 1/2 inches, at 6 inches, at 7 1/8 of an inch, at 8 1/4 inches, and the last one at 9 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so now we're done with all of our cutting and scoring, except for, let me tell you the dimensions of our designer series paper. You're going to have one piece that is cut at 2 3/4 by 4 1/8. You're going to have two little pieces that are cut at 1/2 inch by 2 3/4. And then you're going to have two other pieces that are cut at 1/2 inch by 4 1/8. Now, just a reminder, I know I said this already, but don't worry about writing all these directions down. When you follow my blog page, it will have everything written out for you, okay? So you can make this fun box. Okay, so first what we're going to start with is we are going to make the base of the box. And the base of the box is this bigger piece of cinnamon cider cardstock. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring your bone folder in, and we're going to burnish all those score lines, breaking down the fibers of that cardstock, making it nice for the corners and making 3D items. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to start on your right hand side, and you're going to cut up this score line to the intersecting score line, and then you're going to wedge on the square. Just like that, okay? And then we're going to turn it, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut up the score line, and we're going to wedge it on the square. I'm going to turn it, cut up the score line. So we're kind of cutting it in a pinwheel style fashion, but this makes the box stronger, I just learned. And since it's holding some product, we want to make sure it is stronger. Last one, we're going to cut up the score line. And wedge out those sides, okay? So that's what it looks like. And we're going to do the same to the top and the bottom, okay? So let's fold and burnish this one. Okay. We're going to start on that right-hand corner, cut up to the intersecting score line and wedge, turn it, cut up the intersecting score line and wedge, turn it, cut up the intersecting score line and wedge, and then last one, same thing, cut up to the intersecting score line and wedge. Okay. Now we're going to adhere our box together. So we're going to bring in our adhesive of choice. I like to use my liquid multi-purpose glue just because it gives me flexibility when I'm talking and to move things around. I might need to open up a new one. Oh, here it comes. Okay. So we're just gonna put that in, lining up those edges. Kathy, I think you won something on Dawn Griffith's stamp site. I was watching her yesterday for part of it, and I think I saw your name on a package, so congratulations. That's always exciting. I love her. Okay, and then last one. And then what I'm going to do is just to make sure it's nice and reinforced, once I get the corners in place, I'm going to kind of take my bone folder and make sure that that's all down. Just like that. Okay, so there's our box bottom. Now let's make our lid. And we're going to do this the same way. Fold in. Fold in. In and get that one nice and glued down as well. Okay, now I'm gonna run my bone folder over those, make sure it's nice and flat, and then you could check to make sure that your box lid fits, which it should fit perfectly, and it does, just like that. Okay. So now we're going to set those aside and we're going to work on our inserts. So it's the long piece and the big piece of Whisper White. And we're going to fold and burnish these, but there's a clue or key to this. We're going to do this in a W shape. So I'm going to go down, up, down. So see how I have my W or my M, and then I'm going to go ahead and burnish that down. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to glue that one side of this center to the other, because this is going to make a little divider in our box. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add glue to one side, just like that. I'm going to push it shut, and I'm just going to run my bone folder over that. Oops, I'm making a mess here. Some of my glue is squeezed out. Let's see if they're... Let that dry for a minute. Okay, so that one's done. I'm just going to go ahead and place it in the box. Okay. Now we have the long piece, and we're going to kind of do the same thing. We're going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, like a accordion style. Okay? And we're going to burnish that all down too. Okay? Okay, So what you're gonna see is we have two pieces in the middle that we can make, that we're gonna glue together, that are gonna make, because it's gonna make like this, okay, and separate. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these pieces down. So I'm gonna put glue on the third one and the sixth one. And I'm going to glue those together. Just like that. Okay. And now you could place this in your gift box. Now, if you wanted to, which I think I'm going to go ahead and add glue to the three bottom pieces, the middle sections. Actually, let's add glue to the whole thing. Then it'll stick in there and it won't come out. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that right on down into place. Okay. Now at this point, you're going to add your goodies. So we have our peanut butter whiskey and our Lindor truffles. It's a good little goodie, huh? Okay. And then we're going to put the lid on. Just like so. Now we're going to decorate it. So now we're going to layer together our cardstock and our designer series paper. So I'm going to do the top first. Set that aside. I'm going to do the sides. And then the side. And then we have our two shorter ends. Okay. Now we could adhere all these to our box. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the top. Just like so. So. And then I'm going to do my side. Hi, Kathy. Yes, you will have to watch the replay. It's an adult treat. So there is some alcohol involved in this little box. And then we're going to add that side and then our short side. And then one more side. Okay. And then I went ahead and pre-cut my little card here, my Memories and More card, to 1 7/8 by 3 5/8. And I'm going to kind of put it to the right hand side. I'm just going to glue that down. Just like that. And then I have a couple of the tree stickers that come in the Memories and More card kit. And I'm going to put a dimensional on the back, just to give the box a little bit of dimension. I'm just going to add I don't know if the silver is making it look fuzzy on camera or not. I apologize if it is. And then one last step is we are going to add our mini ruffled ribbon here to the side. And this card says it's beginning to taste a lot like Christmas. Yeah, I'm making these, Kathy, for my husband, a couple of my husband's co-workers for Christmas. And I was going to do this and then a little mug treat, you know, those mug cake treats. And I thought that would be cute. Hopefully I didn't cut this too short. I kind of barely cut. That's why I hate cutting it before it's off the spool. But that turned out perfect. So there is your little treat box that has a little, it's got a little mini bottle of peanut butter whiskey with 3 truffles. So I appreciate you guys joining me today. Now, next week, there will be 3 days of Christmas projects up until Christmas. So there will be 12 days. They're just not consecutively done. Okay? So join me then. If you miss a day, you can come back and look on my Facebook page. And you can also check my blog. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you guys next week. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.